Hey everybody, so today we have this Asus laptop that a customer dropped off. It was in for a keyboard replacement, or in this case I guess a palm rest replacement. And you can see how nasty it is here, right? It's all gross, nasty. Obviously that's why it's not working. Now, however, this was a liquid spill, and the client came in and said their daughter spilled some liquid on it, and unfortunately it's just not working. And unfortunately the keyboard just isn't working on it. It is still powering on, it's still working, and that's the issue. Can you please fix it? Obviously help us, help my daughter, help her. Obviously, because there is liquid spill, we want to let them know as they drop it off that because there's liquid damage, we want to let you know that liquid can get worse over time. Even though it's powering on now, there could be issues in the future. Until at least we look at it, we can at least let you know. There are rare instances where it could just go on the keyboard there and then go underneath it could go underneath the keys here and then stick to the keyboard itself if it's just a little bit. That's very, very rare instance where that can happen. It could just damage the actual laptop itself, but we always like to take a look to see if there's any connection problems or anything else that's causing it not to work, because it might just be the keyboard, or there could be a connection on the motherboard as well that is connected to it that's been impacted by liquids, corroded, and then it's shorting out and it's not working. So that's what we like to let them know, at least when they drop it off. Again, it's a very dangerous situation when it's a turning on laptop and it's coming in here, because especially if there's liquid damage, no matter how much you explain to someone, if its power is off because of that liquid damage, it dies here, and that's not a fun situation to be in. So we did take a look at this further. We ran it in for a diagnosis, and we did see how nasty this thing actually is. It gets a bit worse. So if you're seeing this damage actually on the back side of it, and I believe this is like a smoothie or something like that, obviously it's going to be on the board, right? And yep, that is obviously the case, and this is what we actually do get. That's on the actual board itself here. See how nasty it is. It's all around the RAM, chips, and lots of components have been covered by it. Now, just because there's liquid spill and just because there's a lot of corrosion on it doesn't mean necessarily that it's not going to power on. It can corrode to a point where maybe the solder on some of the components could be very, very loose, and it's very easy to knock that off, or even knock off components, especially doing these types of work, or doing a type of work like this, doing replacement as you're just doing something. It's very easy because all the solder could be loose there. It's a bit damaged, and obviously maybe doesn't hit the right power rails, or maybe obviously the components that are impacted aren't the major power rails, or obviously that there aren't any major power rails that are impacted at least enough at this point in time where it's going to make a no power issue and make a no power issue. So at this point, what we did, we called the client and we let them know about how severe the liquid damage was to it. They're very adamant because they're saying it is working, and we don't understand why we just can't replace the palm rest in it. Why can't you guys just do that instead? I don't want to pay for a board repair. I just want to pay for this. And you can kind of see the situation this is kind of going into. So we let them know about that. We said we did let them know on the drop off, of course, of these types of problems when you have this much amount of liquid spill on it, that can cause no power issues, even as we're working on it here, or just taking it up for diagnosis. It can power off any time. And we don't want that to happen when we do a palm rest replacement. If there's an issue while it's in-house here, or after you pay the money to fix the palm rest, that you're going to go out there, still use it, and then something fails, and then we don't want to be like, we told you so type of situation, because that's not right regardless. So we really don't want to be working on something like this for somebody, because it's more for the benefit of the customer on it. Even though they're very, very upset that they don't want to do a fix for both of them, it's really up to them what they really want to do. But even though they're very angry about the situation, we don't want them to go out and spend their money here while there is another problem, so they might have to spend more money in the future, again, maybe to fix it, or if they want to back up their data. You don't want to mess with some situations like this, because it can obviously die in the shop here, and then or it can die while they're picking it up and using it, those type of things. Based on the severity of the damage, you can see how bad it really is. We don't really want to go through with doing the palm rest replacement for them unless they fix both of the problems, because we don't want to put them in a situation where we fix the actual palm rest itself, we replace it, and then they have an issue maybe a few days from now, or as they pick it up, or maybe when they go home, that they spent the money to fix that, and then they might have to come back where they don't have a power issue there. So we want to definitely do this more for the benefit of the customer themselves, and so they don't have to spend 2 times. We want to at least give them an option all at once to say, hey, this is the main issue that you're having here. We know it's powering on, but there's so much liquid damage that it could maybe not today, maybe not next week, maybe a month from now, it could actually have another problem, another issue, and you're going to have that power issue for that. They're still pretty adamant on the whole thing, and they still really want to fix it anyway, but we don't want that to happen to the customer. We don't want them, so based on our expertise, we don't want them going out and spending something 2 times on a repair just because of that. So anyways, here, I guess that's really about it for now. Yep, so there you go. So you don't want to fix that, then I'm sorry, kind of out of luck. We don't want this to go out because of that, because of any type of power issue, especially how close it is around the RAM. I mean, if you just look at that, that's definitely going to give it an issue later, if not sooner than later. So anyways, guys, just a little talking point today, just to show you guys kind of what we go through. We do a lot of liquid spill repairs, especially on MacBooks, computers, and lots of other things in general. We like to show you guys a policy, especially on the type of liquid spill repairs, because of how dangerous it can be, not just for us, but obviously for the customer as well. And we wouldn't want anyone to not be well informed before we do a repair on it. So that's the whole point of a diagnostic, and that's kind of a diagnostic process, and even a process when you drop off or do any business with us. We want to make sure you're taken care of first, because we wouldn't want you to spend extra money on repairs later. You should know everything up front, make your own decision, see what you wanted to do, but obviously based on the severity of this, we don't want to go forward, so they can go ahead and do that. But hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you did, please leave a like. It really does help us a lot. Subscribe for more content. We'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks a lot for watching. Take care. Bye.